Hello everyone, and welcome back to From Our Basement Gaming.
Hey everyone.
We are back with part 16
parts
of our Metroid Let's Play. Yes, and hopefully we'll beat Kraid.
Yep, I've been trying to re-study and something kept failing at this.
Yeah. Where is this? Over to do it. I swear I only had 2, but I don't see anymore, so maybe I had all 3. Oh, well, it is okay. Yes, so we're hoping we get it this time. Thank you guys for your patience.
Yes.
I know. They'll follow you to the door, they don't care.
Yes, and you'll get hurt.
Off screen.
I will see if I can get something from the... Oh, okay. Alright. Alright.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
So I have been trying and failing to find CD holder case jacket thing in stores because yeah, I know you guys will probably say, well, you could just get it from Amazon, but I was trying to avoid it doing Amazon. I know technically the boycott is over, but we were doing it for a whole month, so... How many hit points? Oh,
we did it!
Yes! Alright, excellent. Finally. Okay.
Finally defeated this boss.
Yay!
It only took 16 parts, and...
Does this mean only one more boss?
I don't know all the details of
How to get there, right.
But at this rate, we just have to survive.
Okay. You kind of know where you're going, I guess.
Pretty much. Up here.
Right.
And then back to the heart that started all this. As realized, I completed
Yes! Well, at least you didn't go to the final boss first. I mean, that would have been a nightmare.
Yes. Especially considering you have to deal with, ironically, the title characters of this game, the Metroid.
Uh-huh.
They are no picnic.
I don't imagine so. I don't think we've seen them yet.
No, we have not, actually. And we won't until we... Ow! We won't until we... cleared this, get to that one spot that we went into a couple times by accident. But since we've defeated both Kraid and
Craig. That's right, we beat you, Craig.
yes.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Wheel of Fortune callback.
I didn't mean to, but that's perfect, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, Craig is one of the people that gave us trouble.
Yeah.
Craig and Eric. I will
Yeah.
never forget. Especially since I knew a person in real life named Eric who gave me a hard time.
Yes, and he was very mean.
Yeah, it just all boiled down to immaturity.
I love French.
Immaturity that I hope he has grown out of since, but I don't know because I don't know. I have not been in contact with the guy.
Rightfully so. Okay.
Wonder if he ever got that harem that he wanted,
Oh.
or if he grew out of it.
I hope for his sake.
I hope so too.
Isn't that unwoke? I mean, not appropriate.
Yeah. Well,
Honestly, I don't know.
considering his idea of an April Fool's joke was, I made a yaoi. Yeah, I don't exactly think he has the best opinions about stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Because if he was really an ally, I don't think that kind of thing would be an April Fool's Day joke for him. Yeah. Just to give you guys an idea, he was that kind of guy who was well aware of how attractive he was and took advantage of it.
Even worse, actually.
I mean, that was his April Fool's Day joke, was, look ladies, I was in a yaoi. Because he liked getting attention from ladies without having to deal with the messy relationship stuff. That is why he admired people like Keitaro Urashima.
Oh, yeah, that dude.
Oh, you didn't know I was talking about him? Oh.
I did.
Oh, you meant that dude, Keitaro. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Keitaro Urashima, the bird who...
From Love Hina,
Yeah, who self-insert little
the mangaka who made him.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much.
And he marries the self-insert of his wife fused with a fashion model.
Yeah.
His wife, but as a fashion model. No, I'm kidding. Well, I'm not. I just mean... He said he was inspired both by his wife and by a fashion model, so I'm like, that's kind of weird.
It is.
But, oh well, it's fine, I guess. It was not fine that that guy... Because I feel like when we met him... I know we were like in our early 20s.
Yeah.
Or almost there.
We all made mistakes.
But I feel like he was acting like he was still 16. You know, once I was learning about that, the kind of person he was, I just said, like,
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can get out of this. No, I'm gonna have to...
Well, that was quick.
Yeah, photograph the password because I believe it does save that we completed the boss.
Well, I would certainly hope so.
It should.
Yeah.
And that.
Yeah, we're just...
These and some of these.
Yeah, he's just taking the picture.
Okay. But the good news is, and the important part is, we've cleared this boss.
Yes.
Dungeon. There leaves only one left. We just have to do a little stuff here and there to boost our strength. And I've got 230 hit
Yeah.
missiles.
Sorry, my brain went to... Sir, you forgot to pull this lever. No, don't pull that lever.
Oh yes, your twin brother. I a little more fraternal, but yeah. That's over.
Yeah. Dr. Robotnik likes me best. No.
Oh my god.
I was here first.
Oh, that's still one of my all-time favorite.
How did Sonic even know about that, though?
Yeah, that's a good question. How did Sonic
It
know
just
about...
hit me. I'm like, that was the story he told Scratch and Grounder. How did he even... How did he even know?
Right. Did he know, or did he
Make it up. There's no origin story, so he gave them an origin story.
Yeah.
That would be kind of hilarious, actually.
Indeed. One of my other favorite ones, which the heartstrings at times, was the one where he rescued Tails from the ant
Yeah,
creature thing.
the ant creature things that adopted him because they were disguised as his parents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a very cool thing, and watching it again as an adult, about 30 years
Yeah.
later, it opened my eyes to, one, the music was off pitch,
Yeah.
two, the animation was bizarre, and three,
Yeah.
The guy pretending to be Tails' father said a very scummy thing to Sonic.
Yeah, you're like, this probably wasn't meant this way, but oh my god, he came off as racist.
Yes! What problem does he have with Hedgehog?
Yeah, he says to Sonic, Tails belongs with his own kind.
Ow! Yeah!
Ouch. Yeah.
I felt horrible sad for Sonic.
Yeah, but poor Sonic just wanted what was best for Tails, so he agreed to.
I know. Until he realized how much he missed him, and he even got so depressed that he nearly became liquid.
Yeah. So then he just came to visit, and good thing he did.
Yeah, because they were torturing the poor little fox.
Yeah.
Those words at the end's always look at my heartstrings.
But you're my mom, dad, and white picket fence.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's me in the field
Yeah.
all the time.
That is something that Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog did really well.
Yes.
The relationship between Sonic and Tails.
Yes.
Now I know in the Sega games it's not really highlighted as being brotherly or as much, you know, they kind of just come across as friends. You know, friends that have a really close bond, of course. But, I think Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog went in the more, like, found family.
Yeah.
And I not to say that they don't do that in the Sega games, I just think because of the plot of the games we don't get as much of that feeling. And anytime it does exist, it's usually changed once the script is localized.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Shout out to, I don't remember the channel's name, but when I do, I will give them a shout out. But there is one channel I found where he bothered to put in the correct subtitles, like doing the actual correct English translation for the Japanese versions of the games, because, as I told you before, they don't bother doing that. Yeah. If you have the English text is for the English language version. Because to them, the text is not there to be a translation. For them, the text is there for if you can't hear it. So, if you're playing it in Japanese, they're assuming you have the Japanese text on. Whereas me, I wanted to hear it in its original Japanese, so I kept the English text on, hoping that it was giving me a translation.
I imagine if we played it and found something that sounded awkwardly off.
Yeah, because see, here's the thing, when I was playing the Dreamcast era games, where for the most part, those kept them close to the script, there were some crucial things that were changed. I wouldn't have known any better, because I was like, very much beginner Japanese, so I couldn't do what I can do now. Like, I really do want to go back and play again just to do that. You know, and figure out where I can hear where it's off. Because I didn't have that luxury when I didn't know as much Japanese. But now, I do it all the time. I argue with Funimation subtitles a lot.
Yes, I've seen those arguments.
Well, I don't argue. I go, well, actually... yeah. Or I just kind of go, well, I don't quite agree with how they translated that. Because sometimes that's literally all it is. They're like, we think it would make sense to translate it this way, that Americans will understand it the best if we translate it this way. Where I'm very picky because I don't like subtitles that, when they're translated incorrectly, they basically change the character's personality.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
Or how they're coming across with what they're saying. Like, a real easy example is just how they, like, could not decide how they wanted to translate chibi.
Oh, right.
Just to give an easy, funny example and not a really serious one.
Where Goku was coming up with every other word to describe his...
Pipsqueaks, runts, half pints.
Yes.
Brats. Yeah, brats. Whereas, I mean, chibi is just, I'm like, just translate it as kid.
Yeah.
That's fine. Just, because chibi is kind of just a cute way to say kids. Because it's not saying brat. I don't remember the Japanese name for brat, but there is a Japanese word that means brat.
Yeah. When
you're annoyed at the kid, when they're being a little you-know-what, there is a Japanese word for that. So, but I'm sure there's a ruder equivalent if you're really annoyed at the kid and you're just a cranky old man. Because I've seen anime where there's that cranky old man who's like, you little kids, get off my lawn. No, you know what I mean. It's just that kind of character.
Yeah, I do.
Goku is not that, so...
Yeah, he is rat,
yeah, I'm trying to think of a more, like, an example that mattered a lot more to me. In DBZ. I can't think of it right now, but where I'm like, well, actually this is more accurate to to what he was saying. Oh well, if I think of it, I'll let you know. But going back to Sonic, the Sonic games, Sonic Colors was really annoying with this because yeah, they were they were putting tension where I found out it didn't actually exist, and all I can think of is one of two things. One, they were trying to be funny, and two, they were trying to match Roger Craig Smith's portrayal of Sonic, because he does kind of bring a certain personality to Sonic that Ryan Drummond and Jason Griffith do not have. And
you should be hanging with grandkids.
Eh?
That's what I was thinking of.
Oh.
His portrayal of Sonic.
Oh. Yeah, he's actually a little... I know with him in the games, he has stated that Sega's restrictions were difficult for him. That he had more creative freedom in Sonic Boom.
Sure.
Which is why in Sonic Boom, he's just full-on sarcastic asshole as Sonic. But,
yeah.
you know. Whereas, he's only half that way in the games. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, see, so in Sonic Colors, they had one point where, in the English version, something like when you beat the boss, Sonic's like, yeah, I did it. And Tails is like, excuse me, did you make a translator? No, I don't think so. It's something like that. Whereas in the Japanese version, it was more along the lines of, Sonic was like saying, we did it, and he was actually praising Tails, and Tails was being modest, like, oh, I didn't really do much, and he's like, you made that translator.
A huge difference between,
yeah.
We did it together. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You made the translator.
Yeah.
It's still flawed. But don't get it versus...
Exactly. It was almost the opposite of what the Japanese version did.
And
yeah.
it's more accurate to the relationship between Sonic and Tails versus, hey, I did it all. Excuse me, I built a translator. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't see that Sonic, as I described, would say, you should enjoy life and da-da-da. What are you saying? You're firing me.
Yeah, I'm firing you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because I consider Sonic Boom an alternate universe.
Yeah.
I mean, the way they designed Knuckles and the way they have him act them, like, it is definitely an alternate universe. Yeah. You cannot tell me those two Knuckles are the same person.
Exactly the same, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a deep love for Knuckles too, especially after watching Sonic X.
Oh my...
And they did him a dirty in that
Excuse
show.
me. Yeah. Sega does Knuckles a dirty very often, even in the games.
And he grew on me, especially after playing Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, as well as... What else? From what I've seen of Adventure and Adventure 2 as well.
Yeah, so... I'm trying to think... I think the example with Sonic and Knuckles interactions was a little less extreme, because I do think Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2, they tried to keep it closer to the original script and didn't get that creative. But they changed certain things when they had to for lip movement and stuff like that. Remember. Yeah, I think it was pretty much the same. they just made the one change that in the English version he called him a knucklehead. Yeah. Which I don't remember what he said in the Japanese version. But
I think at one point he was like,
well, yeah, which he said in both versions.
yeah.
And I'm thinking of Sonic Adventure. I'm not thinking of Sonic X, because Sonic X had its own rendition of that.
Wow.
Well,
is green.
Green and purple. Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
We don't have to pause.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think. He just seemed kind of more like casual about, like, kind of laughing it off more in the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Which he kind of still did in the English version. See, I like Ryan Drummond the best as Sonic because I felt like personality-wise his Sonic was the closest to the Japanese Sonic. And I feel like with each iteration we get further away from the Japanese Sonic, not just vocally, but also personality-wise. And I realize that's not all the fault of the voice actors, that it's also localization changes that they decide to make. Like, I don't know, they're thinking, oh, the Americans will find this funnier, I don't know. Like, stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah. So that's another reason, if you guys were curious. I also just think he happens to have the youngest sounding Sonic. Like, he actually sounds like a teenager.
Yeah, that's important.
Whereas... I'm sorry, I know Jason Griffith is great. He doesn't sound like a teenager as Sonic. He sounds more like 20-somethings Sonic. And Roger Craig Smith,
30?
Yeah, probably. Probably. Which is great, because he's not 30, so he's good at sounding younger than himself. He's a talented guy. They're all talented voice actors. So when I say this stuff, I'm not saying this person's bad and has no talent.
He's a very friendly guy.
Yeah.
So,
he was friendly, kept it a little bit professional distance, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I kind of expected that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not...
I didn't expect him to be like
not
tree.
Ambassador for Mario.
Charles Martinet.
Charles Martinet.
Where
Oh, he was very friendly.
he's extremely friendly, like to the point where I'm like, oh no, I didn't pay for that, and he's just like,
Oh, no worries.
he's like, oh, like he kind of tried to disguise it, like,
Much the agent's annoyance.
yeah, because the agent was probably like, yeah.
Another amount of cash down the drain.
Yeah. You do want to make money, right, Charles? He's probably like, I have plenty of money.
Yeah, I think he's quite happy.
Yeah.
That was in Mario for about 20 odd years.
Yeah.
Well, almost 30 odd years, really.
Yeah.
Go all the way back to Mario Go Fish.
Well, I guess I'll go fish. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Yeah, so yeah, but he was a nice guy, and it was interesting to hear him talk about stuff.
Yeah, it was.
Ryan Drummond, unfortunately, I've never seen in person at a convention because he doesn't come to the East. Come to the East Coast, please. Please, and bring Scott Dreyer and David Humphrey with you, and the other people too, whose names I forget. Bring all of them. Yeah. I want to meet the original English voice cast of the Sonic characters, like from the Dreamcast era.
Yeah.
Yes. I'd like to meet Jason Griffith too. He seems like he'd be a cool guy to meet.
Yeah.
But yeah, sadly with Ryan Dermond, I have only seen, and I'm sorry if I still pronounce his last name wrong. I've been trying. I've only seen like clips that people have recorded of interviews or of conventions he's gone to. I have it on my watch later, but I haven't watched Jason Griffith yet. He's fine. He seems friendly, but I don't know how to explain how I initially felt with Jason Griffith's Sonic. It's difficult for me to put into words how I originally felt. Like, I was so used to Ryan Drummond, how he just felt, his Sonic was just really, like, I don't want to say authentic as in the others are false, because they're not, or fake because they're not, but I don't know, something about the energy and the playfulness.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I don't know if it's because initially they were like, if, like, with Jason Griffith, they're like, can you sound like Ryan? You know? And that maybe that stifled it a little bit for him, that he was attempting to sound like him at the same time as doing his own Sonic, which is probably why he sounds a little bit better as Shadow than as Sonic. And I know we're past the time, so we'll just keep going until we get game over.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that, but it kind of felt like
that is what I think well, I guess I could use it to get that energy.
Yeah.
So I have all 6.
Sorry, I'm just trying to think of how to voice how I initially felt when I first heard Jason Griffith. Well, it probably didn't help that my first exposure was Sonic X and the bad 4Kids dub. Because actually, arguably, he sounds a little bit better in the games than in Sonic X. And that's probably creative direction. I would say that's probably the director probably keeping the wrong, or the editors or whoever keeping the wrong takes or something. I don't know. There's so much that could go into it that it's, if you weren't there, you won't know.
It's totally Blonde Wolf and Watch How it got made.
Yeah.
That's something that I wonder about sometimes.
Yeah, like, I love it whenever I actually can see behind the scenes footage. But a lot of times they don't record it because it gets complicated.
Yeah.
Like, I know it was a big ordeal when, on the anniversary of a Goofy movie, they actually released a lot of behind the scenes footage of the voice actors. Oh. It's cool, it was awesome and impressive, but here's the problem. They had no idea they were being recorded. So yeah, it was a bit of an issue. And I don't know how many voice actors are willing to be recorded doing what they do. Some of them might be too modest, or not even that, but it might be distracting for them too.
This is the last level, by the way. I don't know how far I'll get in this one. But you can
This
see,
is, whoa.
this is the
Whoa,
Metroid.
yeah.
They kill you. Which leads me to believe that I'm missing something.
Yeah. Probably. I think you just walked into the hornet's nest unprepared.
Said I did, and I'm dead.
Alright, well, we'll end here for now.
We will.
Bye, guys.
Yes.